on Empty the Benches, finally back from our summer break, and could not be more excited about the upcoming season. Mac, I know you're just as fired up as I am.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this episode for a long time. It feels good to be back. I know I've gotten a lot of questions from friends and family, like when are we going to get another episode? So apologies for the long hiatus, but it was much needed. I got a lot of good rest, and I'm ready to come back at it with a fresh mind, and I'm pumped for hockey.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I could have said that any better myself. I was actually at a wedding over the weekend. Congrats to Pat and Casey. They had an amazing wedding down the Eastern Shore. And one of our good friends from doing the show mentioned, he was like, I've seen like what the back end is like for you guys. So I'm really glad you took some time off over the summer. And I echo everything you said. It was nice. I got out to the beach a bunch and definitely needed the time away. But now I'm starting to get the itch again. As soon as football starts to think they own every talk show on ESPN, I'm like, okay,
exactly.
Enough, let's go.
Yeah, good point. And I think as Harry often says, we would be remiss if we didn't mention that things look and maybe sound a little different. Obviously, if you haven't heard, the new name for the show is Empty the Benches. Just felt like a good time to kind of freshen things up for a number of reasons. The primary of which is we've just kind of, we're still going to be giving you guys gambling picks and hockey picks, but being that it's not really the main point of the show anymore, we're more just here to kind of bring you the latest and greatest in the NHL. And it just seemed like a good time to switch it up a little bit. And also moving forward, you're going to hear a lot more from me and Nick. Harry just kind of taking a little bit of time he's got a lot going on with work and wedding and life is hectic. So you guys are stuck with me and Nick for the foreseeable future, but you're still going to be getting the great content that you're used to hearing. So I know we're really pumped to bring it to you.
Definitely. We're going to be good about this. We're going to try and, we'll still talk about the Penguins a little bit. I think it'll have a little bit of a different spin on it, but, we're going to try and keep an objective mind there.
Yeah, and we'll have some Curly Joe episodes too. When we feel like there's a third voice needed, we'll bring in some of your favorites and maybe some new folks as well that have not been on in the past. So should be a great season, and we're pumped to get it going.
Absolutely. I know you had a little bit of a shaky start to your beer league season though. So what's been going on with that?
My God, yeah, I'll make this quick, but this week has been hell so far, and it's not even Wednesday, so that tells you a lot. But Sunday, driving to my beer league game in my 2010 CRV. Those who know me, I've had lots and lots of car issues over the last 2 or 3 years. Things got over 200 thou on it, but it's a Honda, so I'm just committed to keeping it going. And as I'm pulling into my beer league hockey game, which I'm already running late for, thanks to a whole lot of Brewers game traffic, I am literally pulling into the parking lot, and I'm like, something smells kind of funny, like a barbecue. But it was like a nice day out. I was like, maybe somebody's like grilling out in the parking lot or something, or the ice rink.
The green egg going or something.
And then as I'm like turning my car into the parking space, my power steering is like all fucked up all of a sudden. And also I'm pretty sure I see smoke coming out of the front of my car. And I was like, what in the fuck is going on? So I'm literally pulling into my parking space. So I just, park it and shut her off. And I like don't really see smoke. It was like, did I just see smoke? I'm not sure. It smells bad. The car's hot. Now, and I tried turning it back on. It's like not really like starting right. And I was like, great. So this is going to be an awesome problem that I'm going to have to deal with. But I'm late for my beer league game. So I guess I was like, I guess I'm just going to go inside and play this game and deal with this after. Because it's what's the difference between dealing with this at 4:45 p.m. on a Sunday versus like 7:15 on a Sunday or whatever it is? It's equally shitty. So I literally went in and I'm talking to my buddies on the other team actually at the face-off dot, and I told him like, yeah, my car may or may not be like on fire in the parking lot right now. I genuinely don't know. For all I know, I came inside, started getting dressed, and that thing just like blew up and took a couple other cars parked next to it with it. Like I actually have no idea what's going on out there, but I'm not really going to think about it as much as possible for the next hour. And he was like, hell yeah, man. Yeah, blow off some steam out here and deal with that later. long story short, two tows and two tow trucks, and $300 later, still not fixed. Just got the diagnosis today, and that's going to be a little just shy of a clean $2K. So if you see me, if you know me, buy me a beer, send me a couple bucks.
Drop the Venmo handle.
Yeah, it's Mackane at Mackane-Vogel. So yeah, send me a couple bucks if you want. I'd really appreciate it.
Dude, that is brutal. I mean, it's never a good thing when you get that delicious crispy smell and you're like, oh wait, that's my car. That's
literally
me.
I was like, what is that? And then I was like, oh no fucking way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not a good feeling. But not gonna let it get us down. We're gonna keep trucking along, and yeah. So.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I know you and I have been excited to talk about, well, maybe not excited, but at least looking forward to getting the chance to talk about, the Screaming Eagle is back again. Looks a little bit different. Caps dropped a new third jersey, if you don't know what we're talking about. It's kind of took Caps Twitter and Caps Nation by storm. I know a lot of people were very, very excited about this. I think Mac and I had a little bit more of a muted reaction to it. So just, Mac, your first impressions when you saw, first of all, them do the little neon sign teaser video, and then ultimately the new sweater.
Well, in the last couple of weeks, I've seen a lot of tweets about how the Caps did confirm a while ago that they will have a third jersey this year, and I saw some rumblings that it was going to be something involving a red jersey and a Skriegel. So I kind of knew somewhat what to expect. I do kind of wish they just ran the ball a little bit and kind of just brought back the original reverse retro. I like that jersey better than what they just released. I like the diagonal and the capitals written on the bottom rather than just a normal stripe. The white shoulders I have mixed opinions about, because I do really, really like the Capitals jerseys that are like the original red that we wore. It was like an alternate for us during like the Holtby era, and those have white shoulders on it. And so I like those, and I like that it's almost like a nod to that jersey.
Right.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not a bad jersey. Anytime you've got the Skriegel, and I like the red as well with the Skriegel. I think it's a solid jersey, and I'm excited to see the full kit like on the ice too.
Yeah.
But I just think it could have been a little bit better. That's kind of my main qualm.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I do agree with you that like when this is going to be on the ice, I think it's going to look great. You know me and how I feel about shoulder blocking. It is not my favorite thing in the world. I agree with you that it looked great on like the 74 era cap sweaters.
Exactly.
Like looks great on this Winter Classic one right here.
Yeah.
I definitely think it looks a little bit better on the road sweaters, like on the white, than it tends to look on like the darker ones or like home ones. So
like a red shoulder on a white versus
I think a great example of that is like Montreal. Like I think it looks fantastic, but then they don't do it for their home, and I think that's perfect.
That's a very good example. Yeah.
Love that the dome is the shoulder patch though. I love that
that looks fantastic. And it looks good on white too.
Yes, and it makes it stand out, which is awesome. I do think this uniform looks really, really good from the back, though. Like that shot of Wilson. I mean, first of all, it looks great from the back, anyways, because Willie's got a dump truck. But no, I think the sweater looks fantastic from the back. So I think like I'll warm up to it as they start to wear it. I know they're going to be wearing it against the Maple Leafs the day after Thanksgiving. I know that that's a game that a lot of people target. I know it's a game that you and I have gone to together in the past, so might have to check that one out this season.
Yeah, I'm happy they're going to wear it for like, I think I said, was it 15 games or something like that? That's a lot too. Like that's basically just like, because we play 41 home games, so that's almost half of the home games. That's pretty solid. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, this, like when the Caps get an alternate that they like and they know the fans like, they typically wear it a lot. And kind of the one that they didn't do that with was the Reverse Retro 2.0. I mean, it was like 9 or 10 games, I think?
Yeah. And it's funny, too, because I feel like all the alternate jerseys the Caps have actually played pretty well in, besides the white W.
With the notable exception of the blue one.
So hopefully this goes well for them. Another jersey we might want to chat about real quick is the Red Wings Centennial.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
So my initial thoughts, I really, really liked it. I love the old style CCM logo on the helmets. That is fantastic. I don't know why more teams haven't done that for like Winter Classic or Heritage Classic or Stadium Series or whatever else we're calling these things now. But it's hard, I think, for me to see a Red Wings logo on a sweater with like the old timey cream on it and go, oh, this sucks, because I mean it's the Red Wings logo, which is the best logo or one of the two best in the NHL.
Maybe even in all of sports.
Probably. The logo has like speckles on it, if I'm not mistaken. If I saw that correctly.
Yeah, it's a little texturized, you know.
Yeah, don't know how I feel about that, because I am very much of the school of that's perfect. If it ain't broke, like please don't fix it. So
sure.
But I think that one is going to look insane when it's on the ice. Like that's going to hit really hard.
Yeah, you nailed it with the CCM thing on the helmets. I also really like the striping, the font, and like the lettering and numbering. It's almost made to look like those old sweaters, like how there's almost like a felt number on the sweater.
Yeah,
it's like risen, or at least it has that appearance. So I love that. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, they're gonna look fantastic. And when are they doing that? Does anyone know when that game is?
Like for how it's? I thought it was for a lot of games. No.
Oh, okay, good. I wasn't sure if it was just like
I think it's like similar to what the Caps are doing, like a dozen or so games.
Oh, that's good. I mean, I'm sure Wings fans have kind of been asking for that for a long time, because they couldn't do that for so long, because I don't know how you would make a third jersey for the Red Wings that wouldn't get hate from 90% of the league. But
it's tough, and it's nice being able to do something that isn't like shaking things up, but it's still like everyone wants a little bit of a fresh look here and there without like reinventing the wheel. Ooh. Literally.
Or the wind wheel. Nice.
Yeah.
Other things going on right now, I know that the New York Rangers named JT Miller as, I believe, their 29th captain in the league. I know.
Yeah.
Rangers fans are going to be very excited about that, and you and I, being not Rangers fans, will be very displeased about that. But quick question to you. Do you know what two teams in the NHL are still yet to name a captain? They are captainless at the helm.
This is a really good question. Let me think for a sec. And I do love I love this for the Rangers, I will say, in the meantime, while I'm buying time and thinking. I hate it, like you said, for Metro teams, but I think it's going to be a good fit for them. And that statement that Drury released that basically said, like, he's exemplified both on and off ice everything we want Rangers players to be like. He kind of is like just a classic Ranger, you know? He is what they're looking for, so it does make a lot of sense to me. Okay, two teams without a captain.
One East, one West.
Did the Sharks have one?
Nice.
Okay.
That is one of them.
Okay, sick. East. I thought you said West. Could it be CBJ has one? It's still Boone, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Is it a team? Oh, does Buffalo have one?
They do.
Who's their captain?
Darlene.
Oh, yeah, duh. The Flyers might not have named one yet, right?
I think
or did they do Konechny already or something like that?
The Flyers have Couturier. He just doesn't play enough for us to know that.
Yeah. All right, give me the division.
Atlantic.
Okay.
I'm looking at the logo right now, by the way, and you're
behind
your
me.
Shot.
Okay.
No, they have one. It's Brady.
Oh, duh. I'm an idiot for that. Okay. I'm just looking at the logos. What the hell else do you see behind me here? That's in the...
It's upside down in my camera shot, but...
Is the logo in the room with us right now?
I don't know. You just moved your chair in front of it.
Just tell me.
It's Boston.
Boston? Oh, because they trade... Yeah. That makes sense. God, I couldn't, get through my skull that it's not Marchand or Bergeron even crazy, still. Right? That still feels wrong to me. But
I mean, it's just going to be pasta.
It's going to be
right?
pasta, yeah.
They just haven't announced
or
it
I
yet.
guess maybe McAvoy if they want to go that route. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of who else you would do other than those two guys.
Yeah.
Unless they just pulled a full-blown, most psychotic move of all time and make it Jeremy Swayman. But, like,
My God.
we all know what happens when you make a goalie captain.
The goalie captain is iconic.
Yeah.
Do they still have that rule where you can't put it on the goalie's jersey?
Maybe. And, like,
Because that was a rule when Bobby Lou was the captain.
Right,
He
so
had to have a
it, like,
C on his
here.
helmet. Yeah, on the chin.
It was so funny. Which just made him look like the Crimson Chin from Fairly
Yeah.
Odd Parents, who has, like, the giant, like, C sticking out anyways. But, yeah, I don't love that for the Rangers. I have just, like, this weird gut feeling that it's going to be, like, a crazy bounce-back year for them. I think with that lineup, is it fair to say that they've grossly underperformed, like, the last 3 or 4 years in a row?
I don't know about the last 3 or 4. I would say, I mean, obviously last year for sure. But if you go back 1 year before that, didn't they win the President's Trophy the year that?
That's true. I
mean, like playoffs, sure.
Yes.
But I mean, the funny thing to me is like Rangers fans think underperforming is coming in like second in the division. You know what I mean? Like they're so fucking like even last year, they started blowing the whistle and freaking out in like late October and like before Thanksgiving. They were like, "Oh, this team's like done. Like we're not going to make the play." Like
there was a lot of blow it up on Twitter.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, just because you won the President's Trophy last year and now you're having like a slower start, like I don't know, that fan base, like I get that they like expect a lot, but I don't know, their definition of like underachieving is so blown out of proportion to me.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that has to do with the media that's up there, but I also agree that like a lot of it is just the fan base as a whole. I mean, they're crazy, and we all know it.
Yep.
I was looking at this list of captains now that I have it pulled up, and there's some seriously random ones on here. Like, there's always ones that I forget, like Michael Backlund in Calgary has just been there for so long. And I don't know why I thought it was like someone else, but I saw it. I was like, oh, that's right. Or our Lord and Savior Radko Gudas out in Anaheim.
True, that is awesome that he wears a C for them.
Yeah, I absolutely love that.
What do you make of the Ducks this year?
That's a great question. I don't think they're going to be as bad as they have been the last 2 years. I think they got a lot better, and I think they're one of the most interesting teams, especially with their youth on the back end. So I think like the big thing for me is how quickly can guys like, I think they have Jackson Lacombe. They have that McQueen kid, I think, in their system now. They had Olin Zellweger's up there. So, I don't know what's going to happen with Anaheim. Obviously, they had the big trade, which for some reason, they love trading with the Philadelphia Flyers. So, Zegras is now in Philly. It's interesting. I feel like that's going to be a really annoying team to play against for a lot of West Coast teams. That back end, like I said, still pretty young. You got Lacombe, you got Zellweger and Mintyukov, but then you've also got Trouba, you've got Gudas. Top six looks okay. Gauthier, Carlson, Killorn, Kreider, McTavish, Troy Terry. Vetrano, I think, has been a really, really underrated player for them in seasons past. So, I mean, maybe if he gets going. But I don't know. I feel like we always see McTavish in like trade rumors too. So
yeah, that's a good point. I agree with you. I think they'll be better. Still probably not a playoff team. Also, by the way, if you're listening, this episode's kind of just a mixed bag, grab bag, get us back in the swing of things. We will be doing like a more official season preview where we kind of run through each team and chat about what we think of them. But for now, just a little bit of gut reactions to some stuff going on around the league. I also just read that Carter Hart has ruled out the Philadelphia Flyers once he becomes eligible to sign somewhere. just in case anyone was concerned or interested in that as a possibility, you can go ahead and X that off your list. Not going to happen.
Absolutely. That's going to be an interesting situation if and when it does happen. I think out of, all those guys that were involved in that, obviously he's probably the one that people want the most, and I don't know. Do you think someone's going to jump on it this season, or do you think he'll go unsigned?
I think someone's desperate enough for a goalie that they'll do it.
Okay.
I also
Does that team wear blue and orange?
Yeah, they might. They just might. Um, Speaking of teams that are desperate from a goalie, now I really wish Harry was here. Um, what the hell is going on with this Fleury thing?
So he's gonna play one preseason game, I guess.
Okay, I think that, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And this is just the equivalent of like signing a 1-day contract type thing, right?
Yeah, and then I think it gives like the fans another chance to see him wear a Penguins uniform, and it probably becomes the highest selling Penguins preseason game in history for them.
Or maybe like any preseason game, honestly.
I wonder if they just called him up. They're like, "Hey, you want to do this, and we'll just give you like half the ticket revenue."
It did. I saw somebody say like, "Wow, his retirement was just another one of his pranks" or something like that, which is so pretty funny.
I can absolutely see a world though where they're like, "Hey, we're in November. The same thing's happening with our goaltending because we didn't do anything to fix it. Can you please come back up and then eventually start like 5 games in December?"
God, that would be insane. But yeah, I do think I like this. I think they should normalize guys doing this more because the 1-day contract thing is so like I always thought it was kind of fucking stupid. Like
it's a social
they're like,
media
oh,
post
he can retire as a Red Wing or whatever it is. Like, yeah, I guess, but no one actually like thinks he did. Like,
right.
He retired at whenever the team he played for last. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. I like it. I think it should be like normalized, and I'm sure it's cool for like the younger guys that are there. They're like, "Oh, I got to play in Fleury's last game in a Penguins uniform." So,
right.
I'm sure that means a lot to them. Obviously, I think it's mostly for the fans. It's probably a way to say thank you. He's gonna have his number retired there, I would think.
Yeah. Oh, I would think so.
Yeah. So I'm sure that'll be obviously the next big thing in the dominoes to fall there.
Not a lot of guys need to wear 29 anyway. It's an easy enough one for them to do.
Definitely. I know there's been a ton going on with the Penguins recently, mainly because we seem to not be able to get away from this narrative that Sidney Crosby is going to be moved, according to, I don't know, like 3 or 4 people that won't shut up about it. And then every time, as soon as someone says something like that, then Sid has to be like, yeah, no, I'm staying here. This is where I want to be. And then it goes quiet for another 3 months, but the comments his agent made were pretty interesting. What did you think about those?
The agent comments surprised me. I was surprised to see an agent be that forthcoming with something like that, which, like, if you didn't hear it, I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but basically he just said, like, the goal is always for, like, Crosby to have a chance to win another cup, and, like, we're constantly looking at whether that's, like, an option where he's at right now kind of thing. You know, it's like he almost said, like, if we're up to him, like, he would want him in the playoffs. Like, that would be the number one priority or something like that. Right. But then didn't Sid just come out and say, like, I ain't going anywhere or something like that?
Yeah, he was like, I'm staying here. I'm happy here. This is where I want to be.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a bunch of bullshit. I almost feel like someone from the NHL was like, "Hey, can you guys stir the pot up with this real quick? Because like 100%. We're not getting enough buzz, and the season doesn't start for another month."
Yeah, there's been a lot of pot stirring going on recently. Like Lane Hutson's dad, like kind of going a little psycho, and being like, "Oh, my kids have dual citizenship," and then Lane has to come out like the next day and be like, "Yeah, like I'm not gonna do that. I've been playing for Team USA for the last 10 years, anyways."
Yeah, that is so crazy.
Yeah.
If my dad did that, I'd like have to call him up and be like, "Pops,
what were you thinking? Like,
Pops, don't say stuff like that.
please don't have 9 Bud Heavies and then like go on like a talk show. Like that's not gonna be good for anyone."
Hilarious.
Plus, like. Because he's already played in like international competition for the U.S., he'd have to sit out like 4 seasons to then switch, I think, like national.
Yeah, exactly. So that wouldn't even make any sense. Wait, speaking of, okay, this is a good reminder. Speaking of Olympics, did you see what Doughty said?
Yes.
That, I kind of loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a Team Canada guy, but I loved it from like a veteran perspective, and I loved him sticking his nose out there to be like, hey, just in case anyone was thinking of snubbing me from the team, don't do that.
No, I totally agree. It's basically like, I'm going to put the ball or the puck here in your court. Like,
I want to find
if
this
you want to
quote.
keep me off the team, you're going to have to keep me off the team. But I love the fact that he's like, I expect to be there.
Yeah, so this is, if you haven't heard it yet, they said Drew Doughty recently said he expects to represent Canada at the Olympics. This is what he said. I expect to be on the team. I know it's going to be hard for me to make it, but personally, I expect to be on that team. I do think making the best team in the world at 36 years old is quite an accomplishment. That would be amazing. I've honestly been thinking about this way too much and still so far away. But where's the part that he said about the Kings and about how... Hold on. Let me keep reading. I'm not making this up, right? Wasn't there something where he was like, because I play for a team that like doesn't like compete as much or something like that, I get forgotten about?
I think I just read the headline for this one.
It wasn't, he didn't say it that badly, but he said something along the lines of like, just because I'm not playing in like the cup final every year, like people aren't like watching me, but like he said like, if you give me the chance to play high stakes hockey, like and play for a medal, I still can. Just because I don't get to do that with my NHL club lately doesn't mean I can't. It was something along the lines of that.
I do think
I like that.
I do think there's a legitimate argument for even just bringing him, if you're like on the fence about like maybe like your 6th or 7th defenseman, like why would you not pick a guy that's won Olympic gold with you in the past, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I thought so.
Like maybe 14, maybe. Was he on the 2010 team?
Let's find out.
But yeah, like even just from the sake of like having to do like the whole Olympic Village thing and like having a guy there that's like been through that, done that, I think that's valuable, just like it is when guys bring in vets for a Stanley Cup run when they've done it before.
Yeah, dude, he has 2 gold medals.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Why would you not bring him?
Right. And I know that like right now, especially with international hockey and especially with the Four Nations recently, there was a huge push to go younger. I still think that it's worth it to maybe have these guys around. Cough, cough, John Carlson, cough, cough, Team USA.
Dude, literally, they didn't even put him on like the preliminary like list of like guys they were looking at or whatever, which is such BS. Also, one more thing on Doughty. He was the youngest member of the 2010 team to win gold with them. And in the 2014 Olympics, he literally, 2014 Olympics, he led the team in goals.
Yeah, there you go.
So, like, what are we doing?
I am very excited for that. We've been pushing for that, like just like NHL players going back to the Olympics for what it feels like 8 years now. And especially on the show, we've been calling for it every single season. So that's something I think, I think people got a taste of it with the Four Nations. I'm excited to have there be more than 4 teams at the Olympics. I think it's going to be really, really cool. But yeah, I just really, really hope that it's a USA-Canada gold medal game that goes the Stars and Stripes way.
I can't freaking wait. I'm super excited.
That's going to be incredible. I know there's like a couple other guys that would probably be on the fence about making Team USA that maybe weren't on that, initial list or like that Four Nations roster. Any other guys jump out to you?
Let me see if I can find the list and see. I got to look at it.
I think for me, the big one that wasn't on the Four Nations roster is going to be Tage. That's a decision I still don't understand to this day. I think, a guy that's got that amount of size, that kind of shot, I know it's bigger ice, but he still moves pretty well. I would want Tage Thompson there if, hell froze over and someone put me in charge of Team USA.
Yeah, I would completely agree. I mean, he is on the preliminary list or whatever. But yeah, this is what I was talking about is like, I'm pretty sure Carlson, they didn't even put John Carlson on the preliminary list here. And they've got like, I don't know. They've got Neil Pionk on here, man. Like, is it crazy of me to say that John Carlson should be here instead of like Neil Pionk, instead of maybe like, I don't know. Do we really know that Jackson Lacombe needs to be there too? Like
that's one where it's like, don't get me wrong, Jackson Lacombe is going to be a very, very good NHL defenseman for years to come. That does not make any sense to me in the world.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm a homer, but I'd take him over a few of these guys. Alex Vlasic, I'm taking Johnny Rocket over him.
Same.
There's one I want to say so bad, but we'll get so much bullshit.
Do it.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that take John Carlson to the Olympics over this guy, but like, I think there's some intangibles that you want a guy like John Carlson in the locker room, and like, nah, I can't say it. I'm not gonna say it because it's not even true. It's not even true. The more I think about it, yeah, never mind. Okay. God damn. This is just, it bothers me though, looking at this list and not seeing him even invited, you know?
Right. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like they just dropped like the NHL 26, like highest rated, like defenseman forwards. I saw they were like doing like highest rated like wrist shots, slap shots, and John Carlson's I think like top 5 in both slap and wrist, and I'm like, yeah, like dude can fucking bring it. Might as well.
Right.
Well, as long as that goes well, I'm going to be so irrationally stressed when that comes in the middle of the NHL season and then rolls right into March Madness and then right into the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's just going to be a blender for me.
There's going to be so much going on.
Real quick, just to wrap up with the Caps here, what are you looking forward to most specifically about the Washington Capitals this year? Because I know we do have a pretty big Caps fan base that wants to know that.
There's a lot. I'm looking forward to another year of Alexei Protas and him proving so many people on Twitter wrong that I've seen saying that last season was an anomaly. He's never going to do anything like that again. And I'm like,
so stupid.
I'm like, dude, like if you watched, it's not like he was scoring like fluky goals. He was working hard to score those goals, so I'm excited.
Not being on the power play, let's just remember that. No, he was not PP1 last season.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm excited for another season of him. I'm actually pretty excited for some of the. I know there wasn't a lot of big flashy additions, but guy like Justin Sourdif, I'm excited to see what he can bring to the Caps team. And then obviously, you know, you got the obvious, I want to see Ryan Leonard actually play a full season in the NHL and see what he can do and where he fits in the line combos and that kind of stuff. So those are probably like the big 3 is like the new additions, more pro, and Leno.
More pro, new pro. We also
new
have,
pro
we
potentially,
have little pro now, which is awesome. I think he's still got a little ways to go.
He does. He's not going to be on the roster or anything, but it's exciting knowing he's making progress.
What do you think about a guy like Andrew Cristall? I've been really high on this guy ever since the Caps got a hold of him, and it seems like he's just like way too good to go back to obviously the WHL where he had I think like well over 100 points.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to see him make the Caps out of camp, but I would definitely think he gets at least 10 games being called up, maybe sent down a couple times, but...
Agree. And I wouldn't rule it out that he could make it out of camp. I really wouldn't. I think there's a possibility. I think this is one of the most exciting like rosters we're going to see come together in recent Caps history. In terms of like there being a couple open spots and being able to watch a couple guys at camp actually like work and have a chance to earn those spots. If you're in the DC area or Annapolis or wherever they're doing those, definitely go check it out. It's going to be a lot of good players that you can watch and see them battling it out. So.
Yeah, they've been playing those mini games at Navy, right?
Yeah, I think the rookie stuff was in Annapolis like last weekend, but I assume that like once they're playing against the big boys, it's probably just at Kettler. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
But
I also saw that Kettler's gonna do like what they called a garage sale or something, where they're gonna be like selling a bunch of like leftover promo items and like pro stock stuff that's junk.
I've been to those before, and they might have like called it something differently, but in my closet right now, the 2 sticks that I've been using for beer league, and actually I'm pretty sure I used these sticks to finish out like my high school and very brief college career.
Nice.
I've had these 2 sticks forever, knock on wood, because they're probably going to break now I'm talking about it, but they're both Marcus Johansson like extras. Like they were just in his... I don't think they're game used, but they were like his leftovers at the end of a season, like ones that he didn't get to or whatever.
One of the best sticks Bauer ever made, by the way.
Oh, it's such a good stick. I never want those two to break. They're identical, and they don't make them anymore either, I'm pretty sure. So
and they're gorgeous too.
Yeah, it's just a nice, sleek, like silver with some red and black highlights. It's great.
Like, checkerboard pattern on the blade.
Yes,
oh
exactly.
God.
Exactly. Yeah, you know the stick. I didn't even have to go there. So
exactly.
But yeah, if you're in the area, definitely check those out because I've gotten some good stuff at those over the years and actual equipment that you can use if you're playing.
That would be cool. I would spend way too much money there. So
yeah.
I'm going to be good. I'm going to restrain myself.
I only used to go when I was like actually still in high school and my dad was like, okay, this is where we're going to buy you like a new stick for this year because I know it'll be way cheaper than going somewhere else. So
than like getting like a $700 pro stick.
God. Oh my God. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all I got. You got anything else before we wrap up here?
No, that's a good little grab bag to get everybody back into it. And, we'll have a little more structure going forward, but we heard that you guys missed us too much, so we had to just get something on the channels here and get it out to you guys. And like I said, we'll have I don't know exactly how we're gonna structure it, but we'll do like a season preview. Maybe we'll do a West and an East, or maybe we'll do like a shorter one for each of the 4 divisions or something like that, where we just kind of go through each team and say like who's hot, who's not, who's making it, who's not, maybe some predictions. So
yeah, absolutely. We've got a couple exciting partnerships and maybe some live events coming our way this season too. So love to hear that you guys missed us. Always nice to hear. So we've got some fun stuff coming your way. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
And like you just said, there will be a lot of bonus content this year that we maybe don't normally get to cover. Some minor league stuff, some other leagues that don't get as much attention, some opportunity to highlight some other hockey stuff going on around the world and around the country. And like Nick said, there may or may not be a very exciting event coming up in the Milwaukee area in October. So
I
won't say more about it.
Be doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It might just be good of you to go to place like Elwood's and just hang out there and see if we ever just show up there on like I don't know, Saturday or something like that. But
that's probably a pretty good chance.
Yeah. So
alrighty, well, thanks for listening, everyone, and we will catch you guys in the next episode.